Here we go. So today I've woken up to a 35-minute rant on a DBG video about the video I made about budget cards. I stand by everything I said. If you want to see me react to that reaction, let me know. I'll definitely stand my ground and I'm pretty sure I'm right. But today we're going to talk about shooting guards, the top 10 shooting guards in NBA 2K22 MyTeam. And this is the hardest list I've ever put together, I think. There's so many good shooting guards in this game right now. It's impossible to put this list together. In fact, I will say confidently that every single person watching this video will probably disagree with the list, because there's probably 5, 6, 7 shooting guards that you could probably argue as number one. You definitely could. So it was really hard, and I think a lot of this list is kind of, you know, you can put them in any lineup in any order, and you'll probably still get a decent top 10 out of it. But we're going to have a crack at it today. That's what we're going to do. As if you saw the point guard video, if a card's like a point guard that you're going to use in the game as a point guard, not a shooting guard. So let's say they're shooting guard primary, but most people will run them at point guard. I'm going to put them as point guard, and it's going to be the same with shooting guards, right? So you won't see Wade or out of position Jordan on this list because they are in the point guard list, but there's going to be small forwards on this list that I would rather run at shooting guard. So if I would rather run them at shooting guard, they'll be on this list as shooting guard. Some of you might prefer to run them at small forward, but they won't be then on the small forward list, okay? That's going to come potentially later today or tomorrow. Let's see how it goes. Right, let's get into number 10. Joe Johnson. And the fact that Joe Johnson is number 10 really speaks to this list, because it is cracked at the moment, this position. I mean, people are saying that wings are overpowered. There's like way too many good wings. I actually think shooting guard is by far the most competitive position in the game right now. Joe Johnson at number 10. I mean, he's a perfect card, guys. He's like 40k or something. He's perfect. He's got some very unique sigs. He's got a nice jump shot. Badge-wise, he's literally perfect. You can give box if you really wanted to. Stats-wise, yeah, the block's a bit low. But other than that, he's a perfect card, guys. You know, you can have just as much success with Joe Johnson as you can with the top 3 cards on this list. And that's how OP this list is. I mean, he really is that good. And he's at number 10. 6'7", 6'9" wingspan is fantastic. 73 badges total. Yeah, he will do everything you need him to do. He will do for you. It's crazy that he's at number 10. At number 9 is Finley. And Finley's really designed for a specific group of players. Those are, you know, the dribble gods, the dribble heads in the community. It's really down to his sigs, you know, the D-Rose size up, the Trae Young escape. You know, he's got, again, very unique sigs, and if you know how to move and groove in this game, this guy's probably the best shooting guard. Maybe, arguably, there's one that would be better than him. But 6'7", 6'10", wingspan, again, great height for this point in the game. Badges are great, again. Same situation with Joe Johnson. You can give him box if you want. The rest is absolutely fine. Similar issue there as well, defensively. But yeah, he is just cracked. That jump ball jumper is incredible. He's there. If you're a dribble head, this is definitely one of the shooting guards you want to be running. And if you're a dribble head, you're probably good enough to go and get him as well. I'm really unsure whether I'm going to get him, to be honest. We've got like, I think we missed the first season unlimited reward, and we've got everything since. I started playing unlimited. I'm 2 and 3 like out the gate, but I played the same guy 3 times, and he was incredible. I'm not sure if I'm going to go through it this season. I'm not sure, because he's not a player I would get the most out of. But do I get him just to say I've got him? That's the question. Right. At number 8, we've got RJ. And again, just crazy to think. How long ago was it where he was the best shooting guard in the game? You could argue he's too low on this list. And that's a really easy argument to make. And an argument I could make as well. But we're going to run through it. Everyone's pretty much used this card. He wasn't a difficult grind to get. Badge-wise, he's literally missing 1 badge. You know, again, his stats are fantastic. Pretty much perfect. That jumper's butter. We all know how good it is. You know, he's got the Steve Francis size up. He's fun to use. He can move. Defensively, he's good, but not outstanding. That's the only thing that keeps him a little bit lower. That 7-foot wingspan is crazy for a shooting guard. I mean, he really is incredible. You know, 79 badges. He's literally missing 1 badge. He is incredible, and you could argue him higher very easily. But I'm going to go to Kobe at number 7, and it's just because of the slight tick up in badges. That's it. They're both cards that move really, really well. That's kind of their strengths. Kobe will play a bit better defense. I've got the hero version, and he's really good as well. I actually run the hero version over RJ, but I do kind of switch them in and out. You know, occasionally I will go back and say, right, let's try RJ again. So they are that comparable. But I think the Invincible one just has the edge just because of the badges. And, you know, it's one of the nicest jump shots in the game, especially on next gen. Right, that's Kobe at, where was he? Number 7. At number 6, I mean, it's crazy to think we've got Invincible cards at number 7, by the way. But number 6, we've got Scotty. This is really down to his defense. Again, he's perfect, but he is perfect defensively. When you add in his tendencies, which are literally 100, his jump shot's horribly underrated. You know, I ran the Galaxy Opal for ages. He was my primary ball defender for probably 2 months, maybe close to 3. He really is that guy. He's obviously got his own behind the back, which is great. So his SIGs are good as well. But in terms of defense, Scotty is above all the cards that have come before him. That's what really puts him up here. He's not going to move, or offensively, he's not going to be as good as your Kobe's or your RJ's, but defensively, he's just in his own tier compared to those guys. So, yeah, he's at number 6. All right, let's get into the top 5. Malik Sealy. Now, 6'8", 7'3" wingspan makes him the most oversized shooting guard on this list. Just as a caveat, Giannis isn't on this list. I think, you know, the other versions of Giannis are just so OP compared to the shooting guard one now. He's not on this list. And to be honest, I like my guards to be able to move a little bit. I like to be able to run through them if I need to. I don't think we're in the meta that we have been in previous years where you need a 6'11" shooting guard. That's why George Mikan's not on this list either. It's not the type of shooting guards I would run. But yeah, Sealy again, you know, he's kind of a bit updated compared to the cards that came before him. But it's his player build and it's his height and wingspan that really get him over the top of those other cards. And this jump shot, which continues to be underrated this year. I keep hearing Ray Allen's not as good as it was last year. I think it's as good, if not better. That's genuinely what I think. He is my backup shooting guard because one of the shooting guards coming ahead is my starting shooting guard. But yeah, he is incredible. There's nothing he can't do. He can move. He absolutely can move. That's not really what you're going to use it for, but he gets stops. He's one of those players that has the intangibles that gets bumpy. His stats are like, they're not elite, but he definitely plays way above this. And he's quite close to the Kawhi, who's also on this list. A bit of a spoiler. He's basically just a free version of that Kawhi. Slightly worse. I'm not going to say he's exactly the same because I've literally done a video on it and DBG flamed me for it. But I stand by it. He's not as good as Kawhi, but he's very close. He's very, very close. So yeah, his size and his kind of intangibles are really what put him at number 5. Right, at number 4, we've got my starting shooting guard, which is Rudy Gay. Now, if I'm doing this selfishly rather than subjectively, he would be number 1 because he's the best shooting guard I've used in the game. Now, I know people choose to run him at small forward. I prefer him at shooting guard comfortably, like comfortably at shooting guard. I run Giannis at small forward, and Rudy's not going to play over him there, but he's going to play over everyone else I have in my squad at shooting guard. So that's where I would use him personally. Badge-wise, he is perfect. Stats-wise, he is perfect. And you can see a lot of the issues that the other cards have in this list, he doesn't have. Great interior, great block. He moves really well. He moves really, really well. He's got the D-row size up. You know, the Luka escape is fine. Scotty behind the back. That jumper again. I mean, it's so hard to miss with that jumper. It's so hard to miss. I mean, you can shoot from the logo and odds are, even if you early or late, it's still going to go in. It's so hard to miss with that jump shot. I absolutely love Rudy at shooting guard. He feels really dominant over a lot of the cards I play. One of my favourite matchups is when someone runs Luka at shooting guard and I put Rudy in that spot. Because I feel like he could hold his own against the best card in the game. And I feel like Luka defensively can't stop him. Which is interesting. But yeah, Rudy at number 4. But like I said, for me, my favourite shooting guard in the game. At number 3, we've got Kawhi. Now, the top 3 cards are all Invincibles. But number 3, we've got Kawhi. You can put these top 3 in any order, guys, and I wouldn't lose any sleep over it. Kawhi's the best defensive shooting guard. And it's not close. It's not close. Again, he's a card I would rather run at shooting guard. He's not going to run over Giannis or Ferry or Martin at small forward for me, or Bobby Jones. He's just better at shooting guard, I think. at this point in the game. I mean, I pretty much run my entire offense through my point guard anyway, but he could definitely be there if you need him to. And again, he will hit from deep because he's got that Ray Allen jumper. His SIGs are better. He's got quick dribble style now. So this is the best Kawhi we've seen all year. And the last Kawhi was horribly underrated. This one's going to be horribly underrated as well. Not many people are going to get him, which is going to be part of the reason. But if you wanted to argue Kawhi at number one, I'm not going to argue with you. If defense is your thing, he's your guy. You put him on ball, you're going to get stops all day. Right, at number two, we've got Invincible Jordan. Now, the main reason he's not number one is because of the out of position point guard Jordan, which I think is the best Jordan still in the game. He's just better at point guard. Like, if you look at all the cards we've had at shooting guard, actually I would run most of them over Jordan at shooting guard because I'd rather run the point guard version if I'm going to run a Jordan. But that's what kept him off number one for me. We all know what Jordan can do in this game. It's all down to his animations, his movement, and his jump shot. He's unstoppable in the right hands. He really is. And obviously this is an invincible version in terms of badges and stats. He's the best Jordan in the game. But I just feel I can't give him number one because the point guard version I think is a more valuable card right now. He came two on that list to Luka. Check out my point guard list if you want to see it. Dropped a couple of days ago. But yeah, he is incredible. He's absolutely incredible. And like I said, in the right hands, he could do some serious damage with this card. Right, let's go to number one. So number one is T-Mac. Now, I've played this T-Mac only twice. I've only seen him in-game twice. And he absolutely cooks me on both ends, both times. 6'8" height, 7'2" wingspan. You know, similar to Sealy, who got made top 5 just because of that, really. But then he's got that lanky player build, and he gets in lanes, and he does so much for you, even if you're not controlling him. He always seems involved in the play. Badge-wise, he's absolutely perfect. He's got the Treyberg jump and he's got some good SIGs. It's hard to argue with T-Mac as the best, you know, primary shooting guard in the game. He doesn't have a flaw as a card. Nothing. Nothing. I mean, he's perfect. He'll get stops as well. This is the thing. The stops that he gets are, like, wild. They're stops you won't see coming. Like, you'll throw a safe pass thinking you're fine and he'll teleport and get in that lane and get that steal. It's T-Mac. He's been like this for years. Again, another jump shot that's being underrated this year. That Treyberg is still elite. One guy I played dropped like 25 on me in clutch time with T-Mac. I don't know if he was running gameplay or what, but he just went off. He was literally pulling up from the logo and just greeting everything. So yeah, this card is the only shooting guard I've played that really, like, as playing against, I felt was really overpowered on both ends. Like, Jordan offensively is cracked. Defensively, he's good too. Kawhi defensively is cracked. Offensively, he's good too. T-Mac is elite on both ends. And that's what puts him at number one. But again, I just want to go through this again, guys. Like, if you wanted to argue Jordan was number one, you're right. You're not wrong. Kawhi, number one, you know, again, easy argument to make. Rudy, I would potentially make that argument myself, having not used T-Mac. Malik is fantastic as well. You know, you can argue all of these cards very easily. I think that probably up to RJ. I think Finley and Joe, it's hard to argue top 3. But if you wanted to argue RJ is number 1, I'm not going to argue with you. And he's 8th on my list. Yeah, shooting guards are absolutely cracked. It's where we are in the game, guys. Right, that's the list. Small forwards will be coming soon. Until next time, thanks for watching, guys.